kind of strange. It's okay. I mean, the fact that it's like the different heights, a little strange. I guess we should also cover the ground. Oh, I should use a different thing. Let me use the diorite on the ground. That's gonna be open. Oh, that's wrong. Diorite on the ground, and I think all of this. Well, this probably should be the andesite. Do I have that much andesite though? Yes, I do. This is diorite. I'm gonna have to move all this other stuff as well at some point. Make space for more structures. Oh, this has to be... like that. Okay, let me like do a final check of this staircase. This down here can stay open. And then everything above would be glass. And then I need to figure out the lighting. Because what we need to do is to light there actually. Not sure what lights that there. Do I keep that? Let me keep this here. Maybe higher up. Light, 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 light. Like that. That's gonna have to wait until nighttime to make sure. To check how that looks. Okay, so glass panes. How many glass panes do I have? Diorite, andesite. Put that away. What I have here. polished andesite slab. Let's move this to there. Glass. Oh, real. Don't have that. One, two, three. How many glass panes does that make? A lot. It's probably too many now. Right, so this, we have to close this up because the staircase is here. We want to make sure we don't fall off the staircase. Oops. I'm not sure about the rest of this. I'm gonna leave this open, but this side seemed kind of strange, this being open here. Like if I close it off, then it's just a room with nothing in it, so that's kind of weird too. Not sure what happens here. This probably should close that. And that's okay because the entrance is right here, right? So the entrance is right there, and there's another entrance right there. So we can close this off okay, I guess. Let me close this edge and have it open on this end. So back to the lighting. Harvest says like it looks different but not better. I was gonna say with things like Minecraft where the level is dynamic, right? Where the player can change the level anytime. You couldn't get these effects using the fake lighting. But then I mean there are shader mods. There are shader mods for Minecraft, so it's not completely true that you can't get these sorts of effects in Minecraft any other way. But the shaders, I feel like the shaders can't quite do the reflections. I don't know. I think they just need to figure out the area lights. I really do. And it's just like it just needs like some clever person to figure out a more efficient way of doing the calculations. How it says, well, for example, the textures on the most blocks now, they all look like smooth plastic. Doesn't look good in my opinion. Well, it's polished. This is polished stones, so they're supposed to be polished. These ones. I think the rough stones aren't shiny like this. But that's just a like a texture thing. Like the person who made this, Kelly who made this texture pack chose to make these super polished. How is this? There's also things like obsidian which looks plasticky. Well, obsidian is supposed to be glass. Obsidian is supposed to be volcanic glass. Like obsidian is supposed to look like that. It's just that obsidian in Minecraft is kind of weird. The glass looks like ice, says Harvard. The glass is probably a little too clean, is the problem. And also remember that like glass in Minecraft is super thick as well. So it's not. This is not real life glass. And look at the thickness of this thing. This thing like this thick. When you have glass this thick, it does look like that, you know, right? Uh, yeah, it's a little strange. I mean, I kind of see what you're getting at, but I do. It's, but I don't think it's like the ray tracing's fault. I feel like it's like trying to pretend like this glass really is that thick. Is um, like one of the points that I really want to make is that when you retrofit the ray tracing into existing games, it's actually really difficult because the existing game was designed to look good with the existing graphics, right? So you put new graphics into an old game without changing anything else, it actually is probably not going to look good, no matter what you do. And we saw that in Portal too. It's because like Portal wasn't designed for ray tracing, and so like in some parts it looks really amazing with the ray tracing, and then in other parts it just looks kind of weird and not very good because it wasn't designed for it. Whereas if you like make a whole new game around ray tracing, then I'm sure the artists would optimize for the technology and it would look a lot better. And speaking of which, there are no games yet that were designed for ray tracing from scratch that I know of. Maybe there is. But like, you need to like have a AAA title that was designed ray tracing first, and then you end up with a game that looks really good in ray tracing but looks kind of weird without it. Like it's never gonna be like a magic technology where you just push the RTX button. And that's the meme, right? The meme is like you turn RTX on and everything looks amazing. Of course it's never gonna be like that, right? You have to design the game for the RTX in order for it to look good. I mean, if you remember, like when 3D graphics first came out, like the early 3D graphics, like it looked significantly worse than sprites, right? Like at that point, 2D sprites had developed to such an extent where people were doing very, very clever things with 2D sprites. Mother Lover says true, yeah, like if you think back. And then when the first 3D graphics came out, it was like these blocky cubes that look kind of really bad. Like if you remember like Final Fantasy VII, like like everything was just kind of blocky and weird and didn't look very good. And then eventually, over time, the hardware got better, and then the artists got better at using the graphics, the new 3D graphics. And not to say that people, like, not to say that 2D sprites are bad. Like, people still make 2D games and they still do amazing things with 2D sprites. But the 3D graphics has developed a lot, right? And it's improved a lot. And so I think of it that way. It's like you gotta give the stuff time to develop. And you know, the point is, I totally agree, however, that at the moment it's not any better. Doesn't mean they shouldn't do it, right? Doesn't mean they shouldn't develop the technology. And doesn't mean that, they won't eventually figure out how to do it well. The early 3D games were right, really. I mean, there were some like really bad ones, right? Where things just look really weird and in fact, speaking of Final Fantasy 9, didn't Final Fantasy 9 go back to sprites? Oh no. Mother Lover says, I think of Star Fox for Super Nintendo, I believe. SNES. Yes, Star Fox. And then up here, I think I just do a simple around the edge sort of thing. Although, what do I do with the lighting up here? I'm not sure. Mother Lover says each ship was like 4 polygons. Yeah, and like that was the technical limit back then, right? That's as many as many polygons as you can fit. So if you like take that as an analogy with today's ray tracing, I mean, I guess like 5 or 10 years from now, we would look back at this and we're like, oh my God, it was so slow, it looked so bad, it couldn't even do a single block of glowstone properly. Like, and we'll look back at this and we were like, oh my God, that was so bad. But that's technology, right? Oh, I didn't do the inside of this. All right, I need to do this as well. How much time do I have? All right, let me do the inside of this, and then that will be for today. If I can get enough glass, that is. Is that all my glass? That's all my glass panes. All right, more glass panes. And fighting games? I don't know if anyone here plays fighting games, like Street Fighter. Or even, like, not even 3D, even just like using captured graphics, because like Mortal Kombat used like video footage and or like photos, and then turn those into sprites and look kind of janky and weird. Anyway, all right, staircase. It's kind of a glass box attached to the side of this. All right, that's it for me for today. Today we upgraded the Christmas tree and joined up the bone meal overflow into the flour factory, and we built a staircase and some walkways to connect up this stuff. Mother Lover says Virtua Fighter in the arcade was another early 3D game. Yeah. Happy holidays, Mother Lover. Uh, Next week we want from there, probably there, bone meal storage, double height flowers, and potentially sea pickles. So more factories next week. We ain't stopping. We ain't stopping the factories. Just check the staircase. Haven't quite done this stuff yet, but that's for later. Alright, I'm out. See you next week.